So I'm going to okay. So I'm sitting here and I'm just running my Windows. And what you want to be able to do is all these are connected to the same network, the wireless LAN. So I've got a little wireless access point in here, but all these devices are on my same wireless access point LAN. This Toshiba showed up in my list for parent share. So part of the Compute Continuum framework is that it can actually go out and check to see for other devices that are out on the network that have that compatibility, right, that are enabled, Compute Continuum enabled. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that, and actually I'm going to go back and leave the session. Okay, so that one shows up. What I want to do is take it first through as if it had never been paired. Yeah. And I'm going to click on this. It's going to go through the authentication part, which is, again, part of our framework that we provide. The pairing part. So here on the PC, it shows my PIN, so I'm going to type this in, 896853. Now these two devices are paired, but they're in a secure session as well. So my data is secure as it goes back and forth. So that's something that a lot of apps today, you can pair it, but they're not secure, right? And especially, all of a sudden, let's say you go into a coffee shop or a public network, and all my devices can connect to it, and we're all on the same network. But is your data really secure between those? In a lot of cases, not. So now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go, this is local data here. So these are pictures of New York City. So I'm going to go ahead and transfer it. And what happens is it's being displayed now on my PC. Now I've also got this Android device, and it too is actually connected to the same network, and it's paired with this PC. So I'm going to bring a file up over. I'm going to transfer a file. Assuming this is actually still paired.
Probably. People play with these
things. Exactly. Alright, so I'm going to go through and I'm going to, let's make sure, since I wasn't here when they did this, I want to start from scratch. Okay, so here I got my parent share. There my Toshiba showed up. It's doing the connectivity. Still doing the connectivity. Now, so it's asking me now for the same type of pin, right? 2, 4, 5, 6, 5, 8. Does authentication, establishes it. Boom. All of us are on the same one. You notice that same image that was on the iPad is now showing up here.
Oh, okay.
So now I can actually put a photo from here and actually transfer it. So that, the picture of, looks like a door or something, is actually up on the PC screen. What's interesting is now it also showed up on my iPad.
Exactly. Like
so
shared connection.
Exactly. So I can share. So all these devices now are communicating together and securely. And I can even do the same thing with the video. So let's say I put a video up here. I'm just going to go ahead and share the video to my PC. The video starts to play. Now, what's interesting is the fact that, again, it showed up here. Not as the video here, but a thumbnail. This PC can go, but now I can go back and control this video and have it play on my PC, even though it's from the iPad, which never originally had it. So, the takeaway is that we've got this secure framework. They're all kind of connecting together, and it's all very consistent, that pairing and authentication. The apps from different vendors, obviously will be completely different, and we're hoping they are.
How about texting? I mean, if I want to make a phone call, or maybe if I got the text message.
Yeah, so we've got a demonstration of that as well I could show you. So we wrote a little app called Teleport Extender, and that's where I have my Android phone here. It is connected to Wi-Fi on the same network, and if I bring this up, I'm going to go ahead and connect to this PC. Okay. Okay. There's my pin. Now in this case, we're showing a different example. This is visual pairing, so I'm just comparing those numbers, and I'm going to say accept. So we allow for not only pin-based, but also visual pairing as another mechanism as well. So again, as an ISV, you can choose what's best for you. It might have been not numbers, it might have been pictures. You know, one of the pictures was a dog, and maybe there was a picture of a dog, and so you'd match, that type of thing, right? Then I'm going to say, okay, so in my PC, I'm going to say accept. Now, so I've got this, and maybe I'm going off, and I'm back to doing my my parent share. I'm just doing all my Windows stuff, and maybe I'm in a meeting or something, and I'm going to go ahead and someone's going to send me a text. They're going to send it to this phone, but this phone is, you know, either in my pocket or something like that. Boom. I get a text message now, and yeah,
I mean, you can reply back, right?
now I can just sit there and I can reply back and say, hello, great time here in the ATZ. This is connected to Wi-Fi. It sends that message through our Compute Continuum framework, and then that goes out through AT&T or whatever that's going to go out. And then
it goes back to the phone?
It goes back to the phone. It goes back to the phone. We're actually using the phone.
So the phone is the gateway?
Yeah, still the gateway. So there's my message that showed up back to me. Now, if I want to go and look at the actual application, there's a lot more options, actually. So there's my message, right? Here's a whole history of my message. I even have a call history of who's called me on the phone. It reads my contacts information, so any of the contacts actually gets downloaded to here. You can see if I have images, you know, for the contacts that are also there as well. Let's say I lose my phone somewhere in my house. I can actually do this. How many times do you need to do that? I'm like, oh, where's my phone? Where's my phone?
I got my landline.
Exactly. So those are the types of things, you know, simple type of application. But what's very interesting, again, this is secure data.
Yeah.
So the data is secure in the fact that, you know, when you talk about certain types of data, it's more important to be secure than others. You know, I have pictures on my camera, maybe not so much, you know, unless I'm like Tiger Woods or something like that.
Exactly.
But
if you have a clean file, it should work.
Exactly. But now, you know, for me, and especially if I actually, you know, connect the right devices, maybe I'm in a public place, maybe I'm a salesperson, you and I are meeting in a coffee shop, and I want to share some my documents with you. Maybe it's a pricing Excel sheet or something like that. I want to make sure it goes to you, right? I want to make sure that there's that relationship, and especially if I'm using a public hotspot, right? Well, our application layer allows us to do that.
So, making a phone call also, is it possible to use the PC's microphone?
We're just all we're doing there is
because
the SMS API. We're just using APIs for this, and we're not trying to be. This was not meant to be like an amazing Android telephone app.
Yeah.
This was an example app to show we can do some stuff with our Compute Continuum middleware and for this framework. What we're looking for is that the developer community to take our APIs to do the connectivity, and then you utilize whatever other APIs and goodness from Android or iOS that you want to do.
We are set to do that, actually. So probably we need to show us the first step, how to get hold on these APIs and how to do the PC app.
Right.
Yeah.
So this, like I said, it's coming shortly. This will be available as far as downloads in October.
Okay.
As far as the actual applications themselves, and then look a little later on for things like for the developer community. First, we're going to launch these as products. And then we're also still working on the ability to be able to provide this as a feature set SDK to people later on, but it's not available yet.
Well, that's awesome.
So that's where we're heading anyway.
Yep.